Hello, beautiful goddess woman. Welcome to the Persephone yoga practice. We're going to take a seat on the mat. Go ahead and cross your legs and sit with an upright spine. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Let's just take a moment to check in with ourselves. How are we doing today? How is our mood? If we could characterize it as a color, what color would we select? And Persephone lives in a dichotomy between Hades, the dark, mysterious, sometimes spooky, scary underworld, and also in the beautiful, bright, optimistic, sunny spring air, earth. So, between these two energies of earth and underworld, where do you feel like you're living today between that dichotomy? Are you somewhere in the middle? Do you feel like you're fully immersed in the underworld and you like it? You like being concealed and dark and mysterious and in the unknown? Or maybe that's uncomfortable for you and you feel like you're in an underworld phase. Or maybe you're living in springtime right now and everything is great and beautiful and you're just pinching yourself because, wow, is this real? Is this my life? So go ahead and just tune in and think about that. Where are you living? How does your world look in this moment? And if you were to create an inner sanctuary, what would that look like? What colors would be around you? What smells? What do you see? And with a soft gaze or eyes closed, just visualize and immerse yourself in that safe haven that you can create when you close your eyes. And let's re enter the physical space, paying attention to any noises you hear around you. Physical sensations, the way your clothes feel on your body, the way your body makes contact with a mat, the temperature, any sensations of tension or discomfort in your body, and areas in your body that feel relaxed or healed or perfectly healthy. And you can blink your eyes open and bring yourself back into this space. I'm joined by our goddess companion, Piper, here. So today we're going to be talking about different worlds that we find ourselves in and how we can create a world of comfort and stay in that world of comfort, but how we can also sometimes push ourselves right up to that boundary, right to the edge of what feels uncomfortable. And so we're going to start by warming up, and then we're going to transition into a sun salutation series that's going to build on each other, leading up to a peak pose. So make sure you have your goddess companion handy if you like. We're going to start hands just above your knees, we're going to take some Kundalini yoga circles. So lean over to one side and then push your chest forward and lean over to the other side, arching your back at the back of the rotation. Let's continue that circle. And switching sides, leaning over to the opposite side and then coming forward and rotating backwards. Come back to a neutral spine. Let's just sway side to side like we're experiencing a beautiful spring breeze that flows through our petals, through our stems, through our leaves, and just loosens everything up. And take your head into that motion as well, rocking it side to side. Back to neutral. Let's simply roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Watering any dry spots. And then let's isolate the neck, dropping right ear to right shoulder. Rolling chin to chest. And then taking left ear to left shoulder. Rainbowing that head back over right ear, over right shoulder, and continuing that circular motion. Careful not to drop our head too far back. At the back of that motion, that's a very sensitive small muscle in the back of our neck. So we're just rainbow arching our ear from one side to the other. Good. Switching sides slowly first. Left ear drops to left shoulder. Slowly drop chin to chest. And bring right ear to right shoulder. Rainbow that head back over to the left. Continue at your own pace. Good. Find your head back at neutral position with the palms right near the knees. Let's inhale our belly forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together in the back, and look slightly up towards the ceiling or the heavens, whichever you prefer. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, send the backbone and the spine towards the back wall, and drop your chest down towards the underworld. Inhale, belly forward for a seated cow. And exhale, pull that belly button back, arch the spine for a seated cat. You hear that, Piper? Seated cat. It's your favorite. And just continue rotating between those two variations. Beautiful. Back to a neutral spine. Let's shake out the wrists. Take the wrists high. Pull the fingers in towards the palm. Make a fist. And then explode those fingers out. Again, pull that fist in towards your ears and explode those fingers out a few more times, like you're throwing bird seed everywhere or you're flicking water off your palms. And now keep the hands extended out. Let's just quickly flash those fingers. This is probably turning on your triceps and your biceps as well. Flick, 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 flick. Good. And then shake the wrist out, shake the wrist down, shake the wrists up and down and up. Maybe you're doing a rain dance. Maybe you could use some rain. Is it hot outside right now? Good. Take one hand, make a stop sign out in front of you, and pull those fingers in towards the chest. And keep the palm facing away from you, but turn those fingers down and pull the fingers in towards the chest. Good. Shake it out. Other hand makes a stop in front of you. Pull the fingers into the chest. Deep breath in and out. And fingers down towards the ground. Pull them in towards the chest. Good. And one more time, just taking those wrists for some circles. And reversing that direction. Beautiful. Take the left hand out to the left side, up on the fingertips, tent that hand and sit up tall. Take the opposite hand up and over as you stretch towards the left. And look up towards your hand, earthbound. And look down towards the tented hand, underworld. And just rotate your neck between the two opposing forces. And if there's a certain place that feels really nice in your neck, you can just hang out there. Alternatively, if there's a place where you feel a bit of discomfort, but in a positive way, a nice stretch, then hold there. Just explore what's feeling good in your body through that neck this morning, or whenever you're practicing with me. Good. Let's take it over to the other side, dropping the right hand to the right side of the body and tenting those fingers. And taking the left hand up and over, looking high to the spring sky. And then dropping your nose towards the opposite tented hand. And again, alternating between the two. All right, let's flow between the two sides, taking the left hand down to the mat and reaching right hand overhead, and then switching. Maybe breathe in on one side and breathe out as you transition to the other. Maybe the hand that's out towards the side of your body, maybe allow that elbow to drop down next to it for just a bit more stretch through the obliques. Just a few more. One more each side. Beautiful work. We're going to transition to sitting on our shins. So you have options. You can sit back on your or sit good in your body. You can also tuck the toes under for broken toe pose. So your choice, whether the tops of your feet are flat against the mat or whether you're up on your toes. Let's just feel our strength here for a moment. If you're taking broken toe pose, just feel the intensity of that stretch through our feet. And we're on our feet so often. We don't take enough time to stretch out the microfascia through the feet. So, this is a great exercise for that. Also, have you ever tried grounding or earthing? Every time you're outside and you have the opportunity, take your feet off and just feel the connection of your feet to the earth. Feel like Persephone running through the spring grass. All right, whichever variation you're going to take, I want you to inhale and come up on your knees. And exhale, sit back down, glutes on the heels. And inhale, exhale. Next time you inhale to standing on your knees, take your hands out wide to the side and let's twist towards me and then twist back forward. Sit down on your heels while your hands come out in front of your chest. Sit up, hands go out to the sides, twist away from me. Twist back forward, hands come in front of the chest and sit back. So inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist towards me. Inhale back to the front and exhale as you sit down. Inhale up, twist away from me. Inhale to come back to center and exhale, sitting back down on your heels. Again, inhale up, exhale, twist to me. Exhale forward and back on your heels. Inhale up, exhale, twist away. Inhale to come back forward and exhale to sit on your heels. Now inhale to sit up forward, exhale to rock back. Find that boundary that turns your abs on and then come back forward, sit back down on your heels. Inhale high and exhale, lean back to neutral and sit on those heels. Let's do 5 more. Inhale up, exhale, bow backwards, back to neutral, and exhale, sit. Inhale up, exhale back, inhale back to neutral, and sit back on your heels. My quads are firing up. Lean back, forward, sit on those heels. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up, exhale, lean back, inhale forward, exhale to sit on those heels. Last one, inhale up, exhale, lean back, inhale back to neutral, and exhale down on your heels. If you took broken toe pose, go ahead and untuck those toes, sit on heels, just in neutral position. Knees up slightly bigger than they were before, maybe to the edges of the mat, and then walk your hands out. Allow your chest to dip down to the mat for child's pose. Take a few deep grounding breaths. And a nice stretch option is to walk your hands over to the right side of the mat, stacking the left hand on top of the right. Muscles. And walking the hands over to the left side of the mat. Right hand stacks on top of the left. Send that chest down deeper towards the mat. Good. Hands back in front of you. Slowly walk those hands back in towards the body. And then come to tabletop position. One last thing before we come to a vertical standing position, let's just shake out those feet. Those toes worked hard. So tap the feet against the mat. Make your neighbors wonder what the heck you're doing if you're in an apartment like me. Awesome. And then quickly, one more thing to send some love to our wrists. Let's just knead the mat like we're a cat, lifting one hand off and another. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling good. This is a nice, slow practice. But don't worry, we're going to ramp up the heat now. All right, let's tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back for down dog. First dog of the practice for Persephone. Maybe we can call it hound, like the underworld hounds that guard Hades' gate. Good, and let's just walk our dog out, walk our hound. Bonus points if you can remember the name of that underworld hound. I'm going to have to look that up after this practice. But I'm sure there's a metaphor there. What hounds are guarding the gate of your places that you fear? That's a deep one. Bring your journals out. All right, good. Let's walk our toes, our hands at the top of the mat. Let's just hang in a forward fold. Bend those knees gently, rock side to side. And bend the knees, root to rise, drop the tailbone down, reach the hands up towards the sky. And then let's cactus the hands. So make a field goal position, bringing those arms 90 degrees and push the chest forward, tuck the shoulder blades in together. And then let's cave the chest, bringing elbows to touch and palms to touch. And again, cactus, lift the chest and touch the palms together. One more time, cactus. And then bring everything on in together. Good, you can release that. We're gonna start our practice with 5 half sun A's. So that's going to be a completely standing series. You're gonna get the hang of it real quick. So start with your feet underneath your hips, hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And I'll lead you through it. Inhale, reach hands high to the sky. Exhale, reverse swan dive down, or just regular swan dive down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up onto your fingertips or bringing the fingertips to the shins, bringing the chest parallel to the mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, reverse swan dive. There it is, reaching up towards the sky. Hands come together, and exhale as hands come to heart center. That's one. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Round 3. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, figure forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Round 4, inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Keep your hands pressed together in prayer at the heart. Close your eyes. root through your feet. And now imagine we could continue doing those half sun A's all day long, and we could just get into a beautiful, easy meditative flow. And that would be quite comfortable, right? But maybe it would start to get a little boring, or maybe you'd desire to push yourself. And so, just like Persephone was running through the spring fields in her comfort zone, she desired to push the boundaries a little bit and to explore new worlds. So, that's what we're going to do in this practice. It's going to keep building, and we're going to work up to that peak pose. All right, go ahead and open those eyes, standing back at the top of your mat. Let's build on. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step or jump back to plank. All right, so here in plank, we have two options to transition down to the ground. First option is knees drop to the mat, then lower your chest to the mat, and then the chin to the mat. You're going to inhale to come up, squeeze those elbows in towards each other. Just lift the chest for cobra, or you can fully extend through the arms for upward facing dog. Tuck those back toes and send the hips high for downward facing dog. And then walk or jump the toes to the top of the mat. We find ourselves back in our forward fold. We're going to inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart center on the exhale. Beautiful. Let's do that once more. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step or jump to plank. Lower down to the mat, knees, chest, chin, or through chaturanga, bringing your elbows back to 90 degrees. And then rolling to the tops of your toes to lift the chest forward for up dog. And tuck those toes, send the hips back. Down dog, make your way to the top of the mat your way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Hands to heart center. Once more, yogis. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back to plank. Lower down your way through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Coming up through up dog or cobra. Send the hips back to down dog. And step or jump your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Heat is turning on. Let's build on. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold and step back to plank. Lower down your way. Come up through up dog. And then hips back to down dog. Now here we're going to find a bridge or a transition between the first part of the flow and the second part of the flow by taking 3 rounds of deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's a bridge between worlds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale, breath of fire. Stick that tongue out and breathe verbally. Not the word I meant. Breathe on an audible sigh. There we go. Let's try that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, breath of fire. Awesome. All right, let's take our left heel up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Take the left knee out and drop the left heel to the right side. So maybe you can see that right heel through the space created from your right hand and your right foot. Good. So this is a nice hip opener. Take that heel back up to the sky. Drop
the left foot down and step or hop or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And step or jump back to plank. Lower down your way. Lift through cobra or up dog. Send the hips back to down dog. 3 rounds of breath. Either breathing at your own pace or doing breath of fire. Right heel to the sky. 3-legged dog. Drop the right heel to the side. Maybe you can see that right heel. If you look through the left window between your left foot and left hand. Take that heel back to the sky, lower it down into your dog. Step or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, moving on. You're doing wonderful. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step or jump back to plank. Lower down. Inhale to lift the chest. Send the hips back to down dog. Back to the left side. Left heel goes high. 3-legged dog. Open that hip out to the front. Heel goes back high. This time step left foot between the hands. Engage that core to come up to a crescent lunge. Amazing. Reach those hands up tall. We're going to take a crescent twist. You're going to turn your belly button in towards the front knee or the front thigh as your hands reach out to either side. Beautiful. Isn't that a nice, lovely stretch? Good. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Exhale to cartwheel those hands down, framing the foot. Step back to plank. Lower down through your vinyasa flow. Meeting back in down dog. Beautiful. Let's walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back your way to plank. Take your vinyasa flow. In down dog, 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, right heel high. Open that hip up. Heel back to the sky. Step the right foot between the hands. Inhale, engage that core. Bring the biceps by the ears for your crescent lunge. That back heel stays lifted. And then twist in towards your front leg. Take those hands out towards the small edges of the mat. Inhale the biceps back by the ears. Cartwheel the hands forward. Step back to plank. Take a vinyasa flow. And hop or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Yogis, we have made it to our final iteration of this flow, which is going to end in our peak pose. Well done. All right, let's not think too much about it. Let's just get there one step at a time, right? Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back, vinyasa flow. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, left heel high. Open that hip up. Back to three-legged dog. And then step left foot forward between the hands. Engage the core and come up to your crescent lunge. Take a crescent twist, turning that belly button in towards the front thigh. Good, biceps back by the ears. Bring your hands to your heart center. Press those palms together. We're going to transition into warrior three. So you have a few different options to get there. The way we're going to do it is by kicking off that back foot. So go ahead and do that a few times just to engage the back foot and the back calf. So kick off and then land back again. And kick off and land back again. Kick off and land back again. If you need, you can bring that back foot forward a little bit more to give yourself some more stability. But the way this movement works is that you rock your weight into the front foot and you bring your chest forward, lift that back heel. Good. And so any variation of this pose is awesome. You can have your foot kickstand down on the mat and just lift it an inch off the floor and then tap it back down. Or you can ground through that front foot and really send your upper body parallel to the floor, lifting that back heel. Whichever option you take, let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Sit that foot back. Good. That's nice, right? That's some work. That is some standing on the precipice. All right, take those biceps by the ears again for crescent lunge. Frame that front foot, step back to a plank and take your flow. Warrior three is no joke, friends. Back to down dog, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Just a little bit more work to do. We've got one more side. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, step back, and take your flow. 3 rounds of breath and dog. Wonderful. Take that right heel high. Open that up to the side. Back to three-legged dog. Step the right foot between the hands. Engage that core, biceps by the ears for crescent. And then let's take a crescent twist, twisting that belly button in towards the front leg. Hands out long, reach a little longer from fingertip to fingertip. Hands back by the ears, palms pressed together at the heart center. Let's take a few rounds again, just practicing kicking off that back foot and then dropping those toes back down. Beautiful. Option to take that foot closer to the front of the mat if that feels better. And option to lean forward and just pick up that back toe and set it back down, or completely lean into warrior three, lifting that back heel, dropping the chest parallel to the floor. Find a drishti or a focal spot in front of you and press the palms together to give you some more stability. Awesome job. This pose is going to look different in every body. The important part is that it's a little challenging and you feel yourself wobbling. Wobbling is winning because it means we are testing our own strength and our own boundaries. Good. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Sit that back heel or back foot back on the mat. Biceps come up by the ears. Frame the front foot. Step back to plank and flow. Here in dog, let's walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go through another flow just to bring ourselves back down to the mat. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now we're gonna come to Malasana or Yogi Squat. So walk your feet out a little bit wider to the edges of the mat. Knees are going to spread out as you drop your glutes down towards the mat. Malasana Yogi Squat. So stay where you are at the mat, but it's press those palms together. Good work. Just catch your breath here. Persephone is a bit of a badass, right? She really pushes her comfort zone. And I love the way that the narrative is changing as we progress. And Persephone is not a victim. She's just a woman who takes her own life into her own hands and wants to try new things. We can all do some of that in our lives. Be a little unexpected. All right. You can drop your hands to the mat as needed. Whatever you need to allow your glutes to come down onto the mat. Good. We're going to take our hands out in front of us and slowly roll down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. Oh, doesn't rest feel good? I'm going to take some yummy stretches and then I'm going to leave you in Shavasana. So let's start extending those legs out long. We're going to hug the right knee into the chest and just breathe with the stretch. Good. Now guide the right knee over to the left side of the body for a supine twist. Maybe take the arms out to either side and maybe drop the nose and the gaze over towards the right hand. Good. Pull the right knee back to the chest. And then extend the right heel out long. Let's bring the left knee into the chest. Breathe with it. And then gently drop the left knee over to the right side of the mat. Extend those arms out long and drop your gaze over to the left hand. And rock the left knee back into the chest. Send the leg out long. Let's bring both of the heels to the mat so that knees point up towards the ceiling. Let's take a few bridges. So inhale to lift the hips. Take a few breaths here. And exhale to drop the hips. This time, nestle the shoulder blades under a little bit closer in towards each other. Maybe the palms of the hands root into the earth. Inhale, lift those hips a little higher. Breathe. And exhale to drop the hips down. Maybe this time you interlace the hands underneath the body. Inhale to lift the hips. Breathe here and press those palms together and press the forearms into the mat to lift the hips. And exhale. For our final round of bridge, you can take any of those variations you like, or you can find wheel. Wheel has you place your palms down on the mat by the ears and press through the heels and the palms of the hands to lift the hips up high to make a half circle shape. Whichever option you take, just breathe. So Persephone is all about embracing boundaries, pushing boundaries with bravery. But she can always return to a comfort zone. She always knows safety is not far. You can lower back down to the mat from whichever variation you've taken. Walk the feet out to the wide edges of the mat and drop the knees in together for broken bridge. This just releases the muscles of the back. Now transitioning to cobbler pose. The heels are going to press together and the toes are going to press together as you drop the knees out to the side. And maybe your hands rest on your inner thighs to give a little more encouragement into the stretch. So your lower body's making a diamond shape. Maybe before we enter into Shavasana, you can take a few moments to think and reflect on what the journey of Persephone tells you in your own personal narrative. Maybe you have your happy, beautiful comfort zone, but there's something that's been nagging you, something that you've wanted to explore or try or discover. But there's some boundary at the gate, fear, a lack mindset, worry, or stress. And what if, like Persephone, we could just dive headfirst into the unknown to see what surprises find us there, knowing that we can always return back to our safety and back to our comfort zone, even if that space is just within us when we close our eyes. And if you have some more ideas that you wish to explore with that, perhaps pause the video and journal, or tell yourself that you'll come back to it in a journal entry later. And for Shavasana, you can either remain here in cobblers or you can stretch your heels out wide to corpse pose. Whichever you choose, allow any tension in your body to seep into the earth below you, all the way down to the underworld. And just rest in the comfort of springtime. And slowly
start bringing your attention back to the physical space, the sounds that you hear around you, the way that your body feels, maybe any smells. And as you prepare to leave the practice, take a moment of gratitude for showing up today. And slowly, gently rocking to one side and sitting up. We'll meet in cross leg position. Sukhasana, easy seat to close out our practice. And as we recall the essence of Persephone, we are reminded that in the world there are lots of different dichotomies, and we can find ourselves in opposites. We can explore new worlds at any time. We can always return back to a place of comfort, whatever that means to us. Let's inhale to lift our hands high to acknowledge whatever higher power that we believe in, or maybe just the spirit of Persephone or the energy of love. Palms together, drop the palms to the eyes as we work to see the good. Drop the palms to our mouth as we work to speak only kindness and encouragement. And then place the palms over the heart as we work to embrace the world with love and compassion. Open the hands wide to embrace the new opportunities waiting for you. Once more, inhale the hands up to the sky, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And may you embrace Persephone in your life. Namaste.